Meteorologist Diane Phillips here with your midweek WTOL 11 weather update. We do have cloudy skies on this Wednesday, and that's going to be the name of the game. The clouds that we do have, though, not bringing much as far as precipitation during the daylight hours or even while you're out and about, but just plan on kind of this dreary look of, well, winter clouds that are overhead. But we're going to be seeing some changes in our forecast. You're going to find that our radar and satellite, we do have some stronger storms that are developing off towards the south, even sparking severe thunderstorm warnings and into northwest corner of Louisiana. And this is all along a cold front, but we also have this warm front setting up as well. So that's going to be through the southern tip of Illinois, through Missouri. And this is actually going to be that warm front that brings us the mild temperatures and 50s for tomorrow. This is also, though, the system that we're going to be monitoring that is going to spark an alert day for us. So we have an alert day just issued here right before the 12 o'clock hour, and from the WTOL 11 weather team, this alert day will be in effect for Thursday afternoon because we are going to be monitoring for fast moving thunderstorms, and even we'll have an environment that can support some cold air funnels as well. Reminder that cold air funnels, they just stretch from the clouds. They don't touch the ground. Once it does make contact with the ground, that is, though, when we start to cover as far as those tornadoes. So remember, cold air funnels, though, do not touch the ground. And of course, this will impact your plans for tomorrow afternoon. We'll see these quick moving storms moving through right after school, during practice, and even folks that end their workday around the 3-4 o'clock hour. Even 5-6 o'clock, we'll still be monitoring that threat for this alert day. The impacts that we will have, small hail will be possible. Of course, it's January. So when we're talking severe storms, we do have a lot of cold air higher up in the atmosphere. So that means that any moisture that's thrown up can freeze, causing that potential for that smaller hail to be mixed in. Also, we'll have some stronger winds that'll be along with this fast moving storm. It'll kind of create a line on radar as it moves through. And typically that's kind of that signal that we will see some of those stronger storms. And again, some funnel clouds, with it being kind of this cooler environmental setup, we can have some of those start to develop, very similar to what we've had on previous days where we've had setups similar to this. So timing it out with your hour by hour forecast, it's dry for today. We have the cloudy skies, but here's the rainfall. This is 10 o'clock tonight, Wednesday. Not anticipating severe weather during the overnight. We'll just have steady and even at times some heavier rainfall that moves through. So that's going to be here even as we head into that morning commute, even the wait at the bus stop where we're still seeing these showers. No, we're not anticipating, again, thunderstorms during the first half of Thursday. As we head into the afternoon, you'll actually find the rainfall dries up, and we will have the sun potential at that, and that sun, that's going to cause our environment to, well, rebuild, and then that will have that set up for us to see those stronger storms. So we will have this kind of building that environment and priming the pump to where then once this line pushes through around 3, 4, 5, and 6 o'clock, that's when we're going to be seeing this line pushing through. It's going to be traveling, of course, from west to the east. It'll be a little more choppy once it enters our viewing area, but then it will start to take a little more of shape as it heads into, of course, that I-75 area and further eastward. Still, as this line progresses by, it will again be faster moving, and it's just this line alone that we will have that severe weather threat. So you can see further west, your threat from these stronger storms, that's going to end earlier in the event. Further east, you'll have to wait for these storms to move through. So that's why we're monitoring from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for our alert day for the impactful severe storms. Now, even looking at rain and snow potentials, you're going to find that this forecast does become a little more active even once we get through our alert day chances for Thursday. Much of the weekend going to be dry, but even as I'm looking into the forecast for next week, Monday and even later next week, we will be looking at some stronger storms. Now, like I said, when we have this alert day and talking about those temperatures that will support it, if we're talking summer-like storms, we need some heat with this forecast, and that's what we'll have in place, that warm front that I was talking about. That's going to be setting the stage with highs that'll be into the lower 50s to where we can have these thunderstorms develop. So a clap of thunder going to be possible along with those strong winds, even that smaller hail. But once the cold front comes through, that's really sparking those storms later into the day on Thursday, it then brings in cooler air. And for once, we're finally seeing not only mid-30s, but a stretch of 30s that lasts even into next week. So this is going to be the beginning of our pattern switch that we're monitoring for the end of January. And that's going to allow for some cooler air to be unlocked. And also then as these systems roll in, we'll now be watching that rain snow line to see if we'll be switching from just rain or if we can add that snow potential in. Of course, so with the alert day and even storms that we have coming later in our 10-day forecast, download the WTOL 11 weather app. You'll just have to search WTOL 11 weather in the Google Play Store, Apple App Store. Have that downloaded. Also have your notifications turned on. If we do have any severe weather warnings for tomorrow, you can be alerted through the app as well. This is a free app to use. It's great for alert days and even in between. Like I said, we're forecasting storms to be moving in later. So not only do you have hourly forecasts, but it's really that daily tab that you can watch to see for those upcoming storms that we have in the long-term forecast, which here's a look at that. You're going to find, of course, that alert day on Thursday. Temperatures will be around 52 degrees. We have that mild setup. Into the afternoon, we'll have those fast-moving thunderstorms that will allow for the hail, the winds, and also that funnel cloud potential. Once that threat ends right around dinner time, then the forecast goes quiet for Friday, Saturday. You're going to see that much of the weekend is dry, but I'm watching on Sunday. We'll have a system that's off towards our south, but on the north side, it has a little bit of snow. So that's why we have a little bit of that rain snow mixture in for your Sunday. As far as impacts, those look to be very limited for us, and even a few flurries as we head into Monday. Then here's a system for later in the week that we'll be monitoring for the potential of rain and snow to be associated with that. Of course, with highs that are going to be into the 30s, that is going to allow for a little more of a taste of winter, considering much of our storms that we've had lately have been in the form of rain. So finally, this forecast is starting to turn to where we do have a little more of a winter look as far as the snow potential and also some cooler temperatures with highs into the 30s and lows into the mid-20s. Of course, with the alert day, make sure you stay updated on the WTOL 11 weather app, also here on WTOL 11 Plus and also over the air on WTOL 11.